So hey guys, and welcome back to the ExamRevision YouTube channel. My name is Greta and today I'm going to be talking about exam techniques and how to collect the most marks. I think exam techniques is really important, as you can know a topic or a subject really well, but it's how you perform the exam that really counts. So yeah, this goes out to whoever's doing mocks right now, and for obviously the leaving cert and junior cycle in June. So yeah, let's not waste any more time and get right to the video. So first things first, timing is really important to get your timing right for different sections in your exam. So you don't want to spend too long on one section and not enough time on the other. And it's just really important to divide your time, even not spend too long on the other questions that aren't as much marks, stuff like that. Yeah, I think this is really important, just to have a rough outline of how long, 25 minutes, half an hour on this question. Look at the clock and be like, okay, you have to go on to the next section, and then you can come back to it when you have time at the end, because it's really easy to just lose track of time in the exam. So yeah, timing is really important to just practice at home. So the next thing, which is such a big tip, attempt everything and don't leave anything blank. You've probably heard this a million times, but honestly, just do it. Do not leave anything blank. Even if you have no idea, just have a guess, because you might even get a mark or two, even if it's in somewhat of the direction of the question. But yeah, just try not to leave it blank. So that's one of my biggest things, is to try every question and just see, honestly, just try your best, see what comes out of it. So the next tip I've talked about a good bit in my last video, but is to plan before your essays and make little brainstorms before your essays or questions in exam. Or you could even do bullet points of what you want to talk about in the question or on the essay, and then tick it off as you go. I think this is really beneficial, so you make sure you can just get it off your head right when you see the question, so you don't forget anything. And also when you're doing the essay or the question, you don't forget what you wanted to talk about in the first place, so you can just take it off as you go, and it kind of keeps you on track of what you wanted to do. Because I feel sometimes when you're in an exam and you have so much on your mind, the timing, the question. So yeah, you can just do some rough work just to get a good grasp on, one, the question, what the question's actually asking you, and two, how you can use your information in this question, and do your best at the question. So the next tip is to use ExamRevision to study for your exams and maximize your marks. ExamRevision is a grinds website for junior cert and leaving cert students, also for teachers as well. They have H1 notes, videos, PowerPoints, presentations, quizzes, and progress trackers. They have it all in one place, so you don't have to go looking across the internet for all these different websites and sources. They have it all in one place. They have a wide variety of leaving cert and junior cert subjects, which is great for students. You can choose what subjects you want more resources in. You can access the videos and the resources 24/7. You can rewind, stop, repeat any time of the day, which I think is really good. If you're a busy person, obviously if you're an exam student, you're gonna be really busy, and you need to fit around your own schedule. And if you can access it any time of the day, I think is really good. So it's not just a set time that might not work. Yeah, I think this is ideal for your mocks and also coming up to your exams in June, as you can set yourself up for success and have that bit of extra resource outside of school and outside of your teacher's notes. It's your whole course in bite-sized chunks, which makes it easier for students to revise with and use their exam techniques to get the most marks. There's a free plan, a standard plan, which is €20 a month, and a premium plan, which is €30 a month. And you can use my discount code Greta20 for 20% off at checkout. Along with this, ExamRevision is also doing February revision courses. These are one-day intensive courses throughout the February midterm, the 11th to the 17th of February. So these revision courses provide H1 notes to accompany each course. They've highly skilled tuition from the selected subjects, and so definitely go check them out if you want to just do a one-day intensive course on a certain subject that you could be struggling with, or one that you want to just improve. So yeah, don't forget at the end of this video to use my code Greta20 at checkout for 20% off standard and premium plan. So this next tip I am so guilty of doing is don't stay on a question too long if you're not sure what to answer it with. I've done this so many times, and honestly it just wastes so much time. It makes you stressed because you don't know what to write. You could be completely stuck and you're oh my god, I have no idea how to answer this. If you're not sure, just leave it. Don't get stressed about it, because then that will affect the rest of your exam, and you don't want that. You want to just try your best in the exam. You can go back to it later, and you might even remember some of it later on. You never know. It might just come back into your head. That's happened to me before as well. To help with this, to combat the stress of oh my god, I don't know what to write for this, do the parts of the exam that you do know, and then you can go back to the question and be like, okay, you know, what can you write for this now? Because by lingering on this question, you can waste time for your other questions, which is really bad and you don't want to do. As I said, you want to divide your time evenly, so with dividing your time, if you're stuck in a question. Okay, so the next tip is to read the question at least 3 times. Like, read it a couple times. Don't rush into it. That's like the biggest thing. Like, just don't rush into the question, because you know, you might think the question's asking you one thing, but you haven't read it properly. Yeah, so just make sure you understand what the question is. You know, you can do a little plan, like I said earlier, and pick out the keywords that the question's asking you, because a lot of time there's clues in the question. You can highlight any details of the question that's like relevant. Don't rush into the question. Give yourself some time to just think about what you're going to write, what the question's asking you, and you know, how to approach the question. So next is some tips on what to do before you go to the exam, like how to prep for the exam. So definitely bring some water with you, you know, gotta stay hydrated. Make sure you just have all your stationery, like your calculator, your ruler, you know, math set, your logbook. So much content to remember, it's easy to forget like the little things like that. You know, make sure you have a good meal as well. Oh my god, some exams are really long, like some are like 3 hours, 2.5 hours. Make sure you have a good breakfast or a good lunch. Try to like lay off the caffeine. You don't want to be like anxious or like jittery going in there. You know, you have a coffee or energy drink, but like, you know, don't overdo it. Try to be there early. You don't be rushing into the exam late. Those are just kind of basic exam rules, like how to prep for the exam. But yeah, it's really easy to forget those things, like just the little things, because you have so much to remember. So the next tip is to avoid others that are like stressed before the exam. This is kind of hard to do, as you know, they're all around you. Walk away if people are kind of stressing you out around you. Like, just try to stay as calm as possible going into the exam, and like don't let, you know, the self-doubt like creep in. At that point, you've studied what you've studied and you can't really do anymore, so you just have to try and go in calmly, see what you can do in the exam, and just to try not like let other people's conversations of like stress you out. I found it really easy to kind of just like listen to those conversations and then feel stressed myself, even though before I thought I was like well prepared for the exam. So the next tip is to look at past marking schemes, see the marks and how the examiner marks the questions, how much you have to write for the question, and if you're like lacking information or if you're not writing enough. I thought that was really important. So yeah, looking at past papers and past marking schemes really help before you go into an exam, to see, you know, how the examiner marks the paper. So those are my tips for exam techniques and how to collect marks. These are just some exam techniques. Other techniques might work for you, but I found these really helpful across a wide range of exams. Don't forget to check out ExamRevision in the description box below, and the February revision courses throughout the midterm. Definitely check them out, as you know, you have a week off. If you wanted to do a 1-day intensive course during your studying, definitely check them out. And don't forget my discount code Greta20 for 20% off. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.